So I'm going to talk about negative and fractional powers. So I just wanted to show you something before. If you have a fractional power, so the numerator is the power, because remember we've got flower power, and then underneath the flower you have roots. So flower, the power goes on top and the root goes at the denominator. Okay, so the power is numerator, root is denominator. So here we've got a question, and as we mentioned, the flower, so above the ground, is the 2, so it's the flower, it's the power, and the 3 is the root. So we need to think about which is more sensible to do. So we're not going to square first, because then we're going to have a higher number to cube root. So the denominator means the cube root of 8, so we've got the cube root of 8, but the power, the flower power at the top, means we then have to square it. So the cube root of 8 is 2, and I still have to square it, which is just 4. Okay. The only difference with this next question is it's negative 2 over 3. So this time, the negative means we do 1 over, and then the cube root of 8 to the power of 2. So we still do the same process, so it's 1 over, the cube root of 8 is 2, still square it, so it's 1 over 4 instead of 4. Then the next one, the numerator is the power and the denominator is the root. So we've got the square root of 100, and then we need to cube it. So the square root of 100 is 10 cubed, and then 10 cubed is 1,000. Then next one, we've got 27 to the power of 4 over 3. Remember, flower power, and then the roots are below the ground. So it's difficult to do 27 to the power of 4, so I'm going to do the cube root first. Remember, it's negative, so it's 1 over cube root of 27, and then I'm going to do it to the power of 4. So 1 over, the cube root of 27 is 3, and then still got the power of 4 that we need to do. And then 1 over 3 to the power of 4 is 81. So just going to show you a few more in kind of different ways. So the negative means we do 1 over, and I've still got 7 to the power of 3. And you can leave your answer like that, or you can work out what 7 to the power of 3 is. So 7 to the power of 3 is 343. Okay. So for the next one, we have a fraction. But it's the same principle. So the 3 is the power. Okay, and below the ground we've got a root. Okay, so the denominator is a root. 9 and 4 are both square numbers, so it's easy to square root. So we have the square root of 9 over the square root of 4, and then we need to cube it afterwards. So square root of 9 is 3, square root of 4 is 2, and then we need to cube each number afterwards. So 3 cubed is 27, 2 cubed is 8. And then you'd always try and simplify a fraction afterwards. This time it's a little bit different because we've got a negative power and a fraction. So the negative actually flips our fraction up the other way. So it's the reciprocal. Okay, so we've still got 3 over 2. And now we know what this means. So the power, the numerator is the power, the denominator is the root. So we're doing the square root of 81 over the square root of 100, but we still need to do that to the power of 3. So square root of 81 is 9, and the square root of 100 is 10, but we still need to do that to the power of 3. So 9 cubed is 729, and 10 cubed is 1000. So always try to simplify if you can. Then the next, we've got 32 to the power of negative 3 over 5. So remember, the negative means 1 over. Got the fifth root, so flower, power, and then the root below the ground. So we've got the fifth root, and then to the power of 3. So we've got the fifth root of 32, and then we have a power of 3. So 1 over the 5th root of 32 is 2, and we've still got the cubed, and 2 cubed is 8. And finally, just a little reminder that absolutely anything to the power of 0 is just 1.